Bienvenidos. Welcome to Metro's annual State of the Agency event. I'd like to give a special welcome to start off to our frontline employees who are joining us here today, both in the room and online. Quiero darles una bienvenida especial a nuestros empleados que tratan diariamente con el público y quienes nos acompañan hoy. Que están aquí. Here in the front, we have a few of them. Give us a little wave to all our frontline staff. Give them a nice round of applause. I'd also like to acknowledge the Metro board members who are with us here today. We have LA City Mayor Karen Bass, LA County Supervisors Janice Hahn, Hilda Solis, and Lindsay Horvath, LA City Council Member Paul Kokorian, Whittier City Council Member Fernando Dutra, and Community Leader Jacqueline DuPont Walker. Thank you all for joining us. We're also very delighted that so many members of the Los Angeles community have joined us on this very special day. Estamos encantados que muchos miembros de la comunidad angelina están aquí con nosotros hoy en este día especial. Since we were last together for this event, Metro has made extraordinary progress in delivering and improving a world-class system for the 10 million people who call LA County home. Metro ha logrado avances extraordinarios en la entrega, mejora de un sistema de transporte de clase mundial para los 10 millones de personas que consideran hogar al condado de Los Ángeles. You will hear about all of this from today's speakers. Escuchará todo esto a través de los oradores hoy. Our immediate past chair, LA County Mayor Karen Bass, will reflect on her first term as Metro Board Chair. Nuestra presidenta saliente, la alcaldesa de Los Ángeles, Karen Bass, reflexionará sobre su primer término como presidenta de la Junta de Directores de Metro. Metro CEO Stephanie Wiggins will give her annual State of the Agency address, reflecting on how our shared accomplishments are a foundation for the future of Metro. La presidenta ejecutiva de Metro, Stephanie Wiggins, ofrecerá el informe anual de la agencia, reflexionando sobre cómo nuestros logros son la fundación para el futuro de Metro. And our new board chair, LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn, will share her vision for Metro. Under her chairmanship, and she will be introduced by our new first vice chair, Whittier City Council Member Fernando Dutra. Y nuestra nueva presidenta de la Junta Directiva de Metro, la supervisora del Condado de Los Ángeles, Janice Hahn, quien nos compartirá su visión de Metro durante su mandato. Ella va a ser presentada por nuestro nuevo primero vicepresidente de Metro, el concejal de la ciudad de Whittier, Fernando Dutra. But before that, I'd like to welcome to the stage someone who has devoted her life to the pursuit of equity and justice. Pero antes de esto, quiero darle la bienvenida a alguien quien ha dedicado su vida en la búsqueda de la justicia y la equidad. Metro's second vice chair, Jacqueline DuPont Walker, is the founding president of the Ward Economic Development Corporation. She's been on the LA Metro board since 2013, where she has been a stalwart advocate for programs that help us support small businesses and make our projects more equitable. La nueva segunda vicepresidenta de Metro, Jacqueline DuPont Walker, es la presidenta fundadora de la Corporación de Desarrollo Económico Ward. Ella ha sido parte de la mesa de Metro desde el año 2013, en donde se ha distinguido como una luchadora por los programas que nos ayudan a apoyar a los negocios pequeños y hacen nuestros proyectos más equitativos. Director DuPont Walker also chairs the USC Master Plan Advisory Committee, where she represents the residents of the West Adams District, chairs the Exposition Park Strategic Plan, and is vice chair of the Baldwin Hills Conservancy. La directora DuPont Walker también encabeza el comité del Consejo del Plan Maestro de USC, donde representa a los residentes del distrito de West Adams. Dirige el Plan Estratégico de Exposition Park y es vicepresidenta del Baldwin Hills Conservancy. Director DuPont Walker serves as the AME Church International Social Action Officer and a host of other civic organizations, and we're thankful for her leadership and engagement at Metro. La directora DuPont Walker oficia como una funcionaria de la Iglesia AME, Sociedad Internacional de Acción, y otras organizaciones cívicas, y estamos agradecidos por su liderazgo y compromiso en Metro. Please welcome, demos la bienvenida a Jacqueline DuPont Walker.
Thank you, Jennifer, for that more than kind introduction. Good morning. Buenos dias. I've been on the board now for 11 years, the second longest of any current board member aside from LA City Council member Paul Krikorian, who joined the same year that I did, and Glendale City Council member Ara Nigerian. I call them my brothers from another mother. As many of you know, I dedicated my life's work to equity and justice. We've accomplished so much in these 11 years. Accomplishments that in ways small and large bring more equity to the people of the county of Los Angeles. Transit itself provides people with better access to opportunity, but we deliver equity in other ways too. Earlier this year, we celebrated the 10th anniversary of our Small Business Prime program. And wait till you hear this. It truly bolsters small businesses, giving them access to opportunity and helping them grow. And I'm thrilled that this past year's fiscal year's information indicates, and it is verifiable, that $435 million went to small businesses from our contracts. Now, that gets us closer to our goal of having 48% small business participation by 2028. We are trying to be accountable to you, Los Angeles County. In the past year, Metro has launched several initiatives aimed at mitigating cash flow constraints that many mom and pop businesses experience. And that includes the Contract Financing Assistance Program and the 15-day pay initiative. That helps small businesses keep going while they're doing their job. Our commitment to small businesses is unwavering, demonstrated by our Business Interruption Fund, designed to support mom and pop businesses during the construction of our transit projects. I'm delighted that this program, combined with our new downtown stations in Little Tokyo, Grand Avenue, Arts, and Bunker Hills, and historic Broadway, have had an impact on our local businesses. Let's watch this video to show you what I'm really talking about. Let it roll.
Thank you for joining us to celebrate the transformation of our metro system as we open 3 new stations right here in LA's downtown core.
It's a tremendous example for the region and for the country of what happens when our federal government, our state government, and our local government work together.
With the station opening, it's just been able to help businesses in the area, especially the smaller businesses, kind of thrive post-COVID and been able to branch out and succeed even more. Little Tokyo has kind of been like a hidden gem in downtown.
We are going to be here at the beginning and at the middle and at the end. So on behalf of President Biden, Vice President Harris, let me thank you all for the work that you have done, the work that we're going to do together, because there's a lot more to come, folks. So as the President would say, let's go finish the job.
It's been really transformative. I live in Boyle Heights, so I'm used to not having a train to even just get a few miles down the road to downtown. So it's like cut 20 or 30 minutes out of my commute, and it's made things so much easier.
When I was in Congress, I'm proud to say that we passed legislation that was signed into law by our president. One of the major victories in that bill was that we also made it so that the agencies like Metro could prioritize the hiring of local residents.
Desde que se abrió la estación de Little Tokyo, sí hemos visto un poco más de flujo. Al tener aquí la estación es de que nos podemos conectar con otras ciudades en menos tiempo, y sí, he notado más flujo en el tren porque hasta yo lo tomo.
The regional connector is truly the missing link in Metro's ever-expanding rail system. And now that it's completed, it will help catalyze ridership growth system-wide in the years ahead.
The regional connector is central to our vision to provide equitable access to quality mobility options.
o desde que abrieron la nueva estación del metro, ha aumentado un poco la gente, 30-40%. Ayuda aquí a nosotros y especialmente acá en Central Market.
These investments make a real impact in our community. That's why I fought, along with our legislators, for more money in transit.
Having the regional connector stations has helped me go to work a couple days a week. I've been more inclined to come because parking is hard, and just being around people I think is a nicer experience than just being by myself in my own car.
It's simply incredible to see how well these small businesses are doing today. I could not be prouder of the many ways, and these are just a few, that we've delivered equity here at Metro. And one of the biggest champions of equity at Metro is none other than the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, Karen Bass. She has been the right board chair at the right time for Metro and for all of us. As the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, Mayor Bass, you have led us to take strong and immediate action to help the tens of thousands of our neighbors who have become unhoused. You've helped us take decisive action to ensure the safety of Metro riders and Metro employees, including your leadership on moving the Metro Transit Community Public Safety Department forward. And you've continually demonstrated that care, humanity, and equity have an important role to play in driving results in government, accountable government. I'm proud to serve alongside you and really proud that you appointed me. So without further ado, please welcome with a resounding applause, Metro Director and Mayor of the City of Los Angeles, Karen Bass.
Good morning, everyone. What's really true is that, not that I appointed her, but that I won't let her leave. That's what's really important. And as she ran through all of the accomplishments, especially as they related to small business, Stephanie and Director Hahn, what she didn't say is that those were programs that were started under her leadership, because that's who Jackie DuPont Walker is. She's not going to talk about what she did, but I can. I also want to recognize former Chair Najarian for taking the time to help me as a new board member and new chair at the same time. And now we're here to celebrate the coming chairship of Chairwoman Janice Hahn. And yes, I am smiling, Supervisor Hahn. To all my fellow board members, to CEO Stephanie Wiggins, and to the tremendous Metro staff, thank you for all you've done in the past year, and thank you for all that I know that you will do in the future. Now, after ridership has steadily been increasing to almost pre-pandemic levels over the past few months, we have sadly experienced a spike in violent crime, and riders and hard-working Metro employees alike feeling unsafe on the system. So we took action. We acted urgently, and we launched a law enforcement surge onto the system. We established a unified command center, and that's something that Supervisor Barger had championed, to make sure that we acted in coordination and with a strategy. We settled decades of debate by acting decisively to change law enforcement on the Metro system by moving forward with creating a new transit safety department to keep everyone safe. If you are on transit, that's right. We want everyone to be safe. If you are on transit, you deserve to be safe, you deserve to feel safe, and you deserve a peaceful and clean station, bus, or train. Now, it's going to take several years for the new safety department to be established, but it will meet the unique needs of the sprawling metro system across each of the cities and unincorporated areas of LA County. It will do this with specially trained law enforcement officers to address crime and an increased number of social workers, ambassadors, and other specialists to address the crises of homelessness and addiction that play out on our system. Since this board directed Metro ambassadors to be trained to deploy Narcan, they have saved 190 lives. I want to thank Supervisor Mitchell and other members of the board because we have made the ambassador program permanent, and I want to thank our ambassadors who are right here and all of the frontline Metro staff, and we need to give them another rounding applause. Metro is joining in the efforts to respond to the humanitarian crisis of homelessness by using Metro land to build desperately needed housing. So one example is La Veranda, which opened this past year to bring much needed affordable housing to Boyle Heights in Supervisor Solis's district. And I know that LASA, under Chair Horvath and Dr. Adams-Kellum's leadership, we opened housing with designated rooms for unhoused Metro riders. You wouldn't think that you would be paying attention and dealing with problems like this on a transportation system, but the reality is this has happened all across our nation, and it happened when we were inside, sequestered from COVID. People who were unhoused and had other social and economic needs moved into transit systems. But altogether, outreach on the Metro system has moved more than 2,000 people off the streets. So if there was any doubt that we could get big things done in LA, just take a look at our work alongside Director Roberts to ramp up Metro service after the fire that led to the closure of part of the 10 freeway. And despite that artery being closed, LA kept moving because of Metro, and Metro's ridership increased. We can look at Mayor Sandoval's work to make Metro free for K-12 and community college students. We're expanding access and expanding our reach, and I know our construction committee chair, Councilman Dutra, would say the same. In March, tunneling for all 3 sections of the Purple Line extension was successfully completed in Councilmember Yaroslavsky's district. In the fall, the line will connect West LA to downtown and open up the possibility for Angelenos and visitors alike to travel to UCLA, the LA County Museum of Art, Mid-City, Century City, and the VA Hospital. Over 11 miles, that's right, that is exciting. Over 11 miles of bus priority lanes opened along Venice, La Brea, Sepulveda, which are increasing bus speeds for tens of thousands of daily riders. Buses are running more often in areas all over the county, including the San Fernando Valley, and running trains more frequently during peak hours and on weekends. And that's just some of the projects we've made progress and reached milestones on so many others, like the Southeast Gateway Line, yes, I used the right name. I didn't say that other name. She charges each of us at the board meetings if we use the wrong name. I didn't say it. The East Side Transit Corridor, we've made progress, and the Sea Line extension to Torrance. I know Torrance is in the house. There you are. So these improvements are especially important as our region prepares to host the world for the World Cup and the Olympics and Paralympic Games in LA, in Mayor Butts' Inglewood. Notice I said it was his Inglewood. In Rex Richardson's Long Beach. Councilmember Paul Krikorian was a leader in securing the Olympics for Los Angeles. We know when LA hosts the Olympics in 2028, Metro will show the world how we can move millions of fans and local residents alike in a clean, convenient, and truly exemplary fashion. Because that's what Metro does every day, powering our economy, putting people to work in good infrastructure jobs, reducing traffic, and cleaning our air. Metro is the second largest transit system in the country. Ridership has increased every month for the last 18 straight months to the point where Metro is serving almost 1 million people every day. That is exciting. So as I begin to hand over the gavel, or rather the tap card, to you, Chair Hahn, I look forward to working with you this year as we have worked together for so many years in Congress and now in LA. Together, all of us will continue increasing ridership, increasing safety, and building a world-class transportation system for all 10 million people who live across LA County and to welcome people from around the globe. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you. Gracias, Mayor Bass. It's a tradition here at Metro to share a highlight reel for each chair's tenure, so please join me in watching this short video. Es una tradición aquí en Metro que compartimos un video sobre lo más destacado de cada presidente de la Junta, así que por favor acompáñenos a ver este corto video. Thank you again, Chair Bass, for an incredible term as our chair. Now I'd like to invite our CEO to join me here at the podium, and Chair Bass, if you could join us as well, as we present you with some tokens of our appreciation.
Mayor Bass, Metro has achieved so much over just one short year under your leadership. These are framed tap cards from the past year under your role as chair. We truly appreciate everything you've done to make Metro more accessible, address the unhoused, and really focus on safety. So thank you, and we appreciate you.
Now, I'm happy to introduce two leaders who are helping us deliver a Metro that will be relevant not just now, but also for the future. Metro's Youth Council is a group of 27 young people, ages 14 to 17, from all over LA County who inform and invigorate our work. Ahora estoy contenta de presentar a dos líderes que nos están ayudando a preparar un Metro que será importante no solamente hoy, pero también para el futuro. El Consejo Juvenil de Metro es un grupo de 27 jóvenes de edades 14 a 17 años de todo el condado de Los Ángeles, quienes informan y vigorizan nuestra labor. The Youth Council enables young riders to be agents of change. They guide us on where we're going and educate us on what we need to do to build a better Metro. El Consejo Juvenil permite a nuestros pasajeros jóvenes ser agentes de cambio, nos guían hacia dónde nos dirigimos y nos educan en lo que tenemos que hacer para construir un Metro mejor. Student ridership on Metro has shot up 43%, beyond pre-pandemic levels in recent years. This is powered in large part by our Go Pass, which provides free rides to students from kindergarten through community college. With the input of our Youth Council, we can cultivate a new generation of lifelong transit riders. En los últimos años, el número de los estudiantes que son usuarios de Metro se ha disparado hasta en un 43%, más allá de los niveles de antes de la pandemia. Esto es en parte debido al Go Pass, que provee viajes gratis a estudiantes desde la escuela primaria hasta los colegios comunitarios. Con la contribución de los jóvenes, podemos cultivar una nueva generación de usuarios de transporte público. Now to introduce our CEO, please welcome, demos la bienvenida, a Aaron Diaz and Fiona Zhu.
Good morning. My name is Aaron Diaz, and I am the chair for this year's Youth Council. And hi, my name is Fiona Zhao, and I am the secretary for this year's Metro Youth Council. Today, we're here representing our peers on the Youth Council and the hundreds of thousands of high school and college students that go Metro.
Effective and accessible transit is critical to our future as LA County residents. Speaking for myself, I am already a frequent transit rider. I use it to ride bus line 60 to C line, formerly known as the Green Line, to go to school.
Today, we have the privilege of introducing Metro CEO Stephanie Wiggins. CEO Wiggins was the driving force behind the creation of the Youth Council. I, for one, am grateful that the program exists so the people at Metro can better understand our needs to help make the system better for everyone.
This year on the council, we've had the opportunity to contribute to Metro's FY25 My Budget tool to help increase engagement among youth under the age of 18. The council has been dedicated to boosting awareness of Metro's Go Pass program and is gearing up to engage with schools in the upcoming academic year to further increase registration in the program. We are most excited about developing the first youth destination guide. This digital interactive tool will allow young people to explore Los Angeles using the Metro transportation system.
So thank you, Metro, CEO Wiggins, and everyone else who has helped facilitate the Metro Youth Council this year. It's truly been a rewarding experience. So without further ado, please welcome Metro CEO Stephanie Wiggins.
Well, good morning, everyone. I see friends, I see colleagues, I see Metro board members, and honored guests. Thank you for joining us today. And before I start my formal remarks, let me thank Aaron and Fiona for that wonderful introduction. You know, every time I talk to a member of the Youth Council, I come away inspired by their commitment to improving people's lives and to making Metro the best it can be. Can we give another round of applause for our Youth Council reps? To our outgoing chair, Mayor Bass, it's been a true pleasure to work with you over the past year as chair. You are clear-eyed about the challenges we face in this region, and you've been collaborative, focused on making tangible improvements in people's lives and getting things done. So thank you again for your leadership. So Metro family, I address you this morning at an exciting and consequential time for Metro and our region. In the last 3 years, we've made incredible progress in advancing our ambitious transportation plans so that Aaron, Fiona, and the 10 million people who call LA County home can live in a cleaner, more connected, and more equitable region. Now together, we've opened new transformative projects, the K-Line in South LA and the Regional Connector downtown. We've installed dozens of miles of bus lanes to make our system faster and more reliable. And we've improved our service for our bus riders with almost 2/3 of our boardings now coming on our next-gen Tier 1 bus lines. That means 10 minutes or better headways from early morning to the evening. And importantly, we've made transit more affordable for hundreds of thousands of people within our LIFE program. And we've made, of course, transit free for students from kindergarten through community college with Go Pass. Not only that, we've added more than 300 Metro ambassadors to help people navigate and keep a watchful eye out for problems on the system. And now we're advancing a new approach to public safety, one that's rooted in care and one that I'm confident will inspire our industry to embrace a fresh approach to keeping people safe on transit. Our accomplishments over the last 3 years are a tribute to the passion and dedication of our more than 11,800 Metro employees. And the growth in Metro ridership tells me we are on the right track. With almost 1 million boardings each weekday, a number that has grown for 18 straight months and has made us the second busiest transit agency in the United States. But we want more people to go Metro, to work, school, doctor's appointments, sporting events, to the museum, concerts, and to connect with family and friends. So we must address safety for riders and employees. Nothing is more important. I want to thank the board for their historic action last month to authorize the establishment of the Transit Community Public Safety Department. This will bring law enforcement services in-house at Metro for the first time in 3 decades. Now, I will be clear, we value our contracted law enforcement partners and their work to secure our system. I appreciate LAPD, the Sheriff's Department, and Long Beach PD being represented here today. And yet, it's still clear we need a different approach, one rooted in the central principle of transit policing, which is engaged visibility. Our region is contending with historic levels of homelessness, untreated mental illness, and addiction. These issues lie at the core of our public safety challenges, and we must address them compassionately and effectively. So, our new public safety department will be rooted in Metro's commitment to care with more homeless and crisis intervention outreach workers, in addition to sworn public safety officers, which will be deployed in a way that prioritizes their engaged visible presence on our system. It will take several years to set up this new department, but we're taking proactive steps to address safety concerns now. Throughout the transition, we will continue to focus on increasing the visible presence of our contracted law enforcement partners, our transit security officers, our ambassadors, our operations, and our care teams to keep people safe. We will continue to enhance access control to ensure that people are using the system for its intended purpose, that's transit. And we will continue strengthening our partnerships to address the societal issues that affect our Metro. Beyond safety, we will continue to deliver progressively better and more equitable service over the next year and the next 4 years, both as we finish and activate our new projects and as we implement bus lanes, station improvements, zero-emission buses, transit signal priority, active transportation improvements, and customer-facing innovations. Now, we will continue to pursue our goal to fully restore our pre-pandemic level of ridership. We are 96% of the way there on the weekends already, and we will make LA County proud and all of America as we welcome millions of visitors for the World Cup in 2026, the Super Bowl in 2027, and the Olympic and Paralympic Games in 2028. And as always, we will do all these things while putting people first. Metro family, we do all this for the people. People who take our system every day or on occasion, students who take our system to school, and seniors who want to lead a fulfilling life. They know our system and they value it. Let's listen to some of their stories.
I don't drive, so it really helps me get to where I need to go. It makes the city accessible and you can really get around anywhere.
I don't have a car, so it's a much cheaper way for me to be able to get around from place to place.
A mí en lo personal no me gusta manejar, para mí es difícil lidiar con el tráfico, para mí es preferible utilizar el metro y es algo que para mí me facilita mucho llegar a mi trabajo y a la escuela.
I've been riding Metro since I was in high school. I think Metro is a great opportunity to kind of bring communities together. I grew up in LA and there's parts of the city that I didn't know. And it wasn't until I got onto Metro and used it as like my main commute into work that I was able to see kind of like the fabric of the city, the uniqueness of each neighborhood, and neighborhoods that I had never seen or been to or passed through. So.
I think public transportation in a big city like Los Angeles is essential. It's the only way we're going to combat our traffic issue. Traffic is a big polluter in our city. It's what directly impacts our air quality. So I think taking public transportation is something that we could see as a climate solution, something that is an immediate impact on our overall air quality and health and well-being in the city.
Metro has actually affected my life as far as helping me get to transportation for my mother, my grandmother who are like diabetics, and I feel like Metro is really been trying to step up their security and actually their sterilization because things have been a lot like cleaner and just healthier. I've seen it actually like help a lot of people, their families, vice versa. Getting your kids to school, like they're just, oh man, it's 4:45 in the morning, all the way to some of them run all night. So I mean, Metro, my homies.
My city, my metro.
My city, my metro.
My city, my metro.
My city, my metro. What y'all know?
Thank you to all our writers who contributed to that piece. This really is your city and your metro. Metro is so much more than the services we run or the infrastructure we build. It's people helping people make the most out of their lives. And together, we're delivering on our promises to LA County voters and making our metro better. You know, 44 years ago in 1980, LA County leaders, including Supervisor Hahn's father, Kenneth Hahn, set out to transform LA's transportation system by putting forward Proposition A. Their vision was crystallized in this simple map. Now, it didn't have much detail, just a collection of black lines on a white page. But it set a goal to resurrect a rail transit system for LA County and make it better. In the 80s, when our current system was conceived and the last time Los Angeles hosted the Olympics, Mayor Bass, the internet was still an academic exercise. Cell phones, Youth Council, weighed a ton. And AI was science fiction. But our leaders back then knew well enough to know that an attainable and common sense vision was needed for our transit system. And today, more than 40 years later, the vision promised in that map is coming to reality. You see the color went from black and white to color? Okay. All right, you see that? Okay. That was my contribution to the, okay. Before the end of this year, your metro will finally be able to take you to LAX. By next fiscal year, Pomona, Laverne, and Glendora residents will be connected to Metro so they can get to jobs, shopping, and more than 15 colleges and universities in the foothills. And to everyone waiting in soul-crushing traffic jams on Wilshire Boulevard, including our bus riders, relief is coming. The subway extensions will start opening in late 2025. We've also reached major planning milestones, as you've heard from Mayor Bass. You're going to hear from Supervisor Hahn, but 3 times it doesn't sound bad. The East Side E-Line extension to Whittier, the Green Line extension to Torrance, and the Southeast Gateway Line. All had major progress over this last fiscal year. We're working to bring rail transit to communities that have been marginalized, underserved, and overburdened by pollution. We're deploying more zero-emission electric buses, and later this year, we'll start full-scale construction on the East San Fernando Valley line. So there's even something for the valley, bringing rail to people from Van Nuys to Pacoima. No agency in America has done more over the past 40 years to usher in a transit revolution than LA Metro. Metro family, we've proven to everyone that we can do big things in LA County together, and we will continue to do big things together as we plan our future for the next 4 years and the next 40. So now, as we sit here a quarter of the way through the 21st century, we must ask ourselves, what do we want the future to look like? What do we want the future for these students to be? What do we want to create as it relates to correcting the environmental and economic injustices of the past? What are we doing to give people a better life than they have now? And what will our transit system need to be able to do to ensure opportunity in 4 years and the next 40? So this is a historic time. I know a lot of people are anxious about the state of the world today, and these problems seem daunting. But you know what? I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic we can solve them. I'm optimistic because we've taken the most car-dependent region in America and built the second busiest transit system in the country. I'm optimistic because the leaders in this room went out and got the 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games. And they have provided us with a platform to transform the way this region will move. I'm optimistic because in the face of incredible challenges in our region over the past few years, we are coming back. And together, we continue to make Metro better every day. So let's knuckle down, let's do the work, and together, let's look up and out into the distance for what's next. Aaron and Fiona and all our current and future writers are counting on us. So Chair Hahn, I'm excited to work with you over the next year to make our system the best that it can be. Your commitment to and great love for this region and the county, it is unparalleled, as is your commitment to the well-being of our frontline workers and vulnerable residents. Whether it's your advocacy for the Southeast Gateway Line, your collaborative work to help the residents in the 710 corridor, or your commitment to safety for our riders and employees, we know we can always count on you to stand up for the people of LA County, to stand up for our more than 12,000 employees, and we are delighted to be under your leadership over the next 12 months. Our accomplishments together, Metro family, have been monumental. Now, let's show them all what this Metro family can do together. Go Metro.
Thank you for that message and for your transformative leadership over the past 3 years and in the years ahead. Gracias por ese mensaje y por su liderazgo transformativo de los últimos 3 años y en los años que vienen. Now, it's time to hear from the woman who will hold the gavel for this fiscal year. You don't have to get up yet. Okay. I got things to say first. LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn. Ahora es el momento de escuchar a la mujer que llevará el mando por el próximo año fiscal, la supervisora del Condado de Los Ángeles, Janice Hahn. Our new first vice chair on the Metro Board, proudly representing the Gateway cities, is Whittier City Council member Fernando Dutra. He will introduce Chair Hahn. Nuestro primer vicepresidente de la Junta, quien orgullosamente representa a las ciudades Gateway, es el concejal de la ciudad de Whittier, Fernando Dutra, y él presentará a la presidenta Hahn. Please join me in welcoming, demos la bienvenida a Fernando Dutra.
Wow, and good morning, everyone. Buenos dias, and I'll try it in Portuguese, bom dia. I don't know if anybody got that. But what a pleasure to be here this morning among so many friends, leaders, mayors, city council members. You know, I feel like I know almost every single one in this room, and I'm so blessed that I live in a county, in a city that we can do that, right? Let me start off by saying that is an absolute pleasure to be here once again. I guess I need to bring that down a little bit. There we go. So for those of you, I'm learning how to read the teleprompter, so be patient with me. It's my first time doing it. So those of you that know me, I'm a Whittier City Council member. My day job is that I'm a builder. As I say to all my friends, I'm a simple carpenter. And over the years, I've had the pleasure of building many complicated projects, methane projects, difficult seismic projects, projects like I built a high-rise in Brooklyn, all a bunch of complicated projects, but all of them, I think, prepared me for the project that I'm doing now, which is being a Metro board member and a chair of the construction committee. And, but these are really, really complicated projects, and we're so lucky, so fortunate to have so many smart people working at Metro. I'm never confused about the team that I'm on. This is an amazing team that's building amazing projects. And for some reason in this lifetime, I've been fortunate enough to bring some of my experience as well to the Metro Board, to what is in essence, like Stephanie said, the second largest transportation organization in the United States, building some amazing capital projects. I'm also proud to represent the 28 gateway cities on the board, which are some of the smallest cities in the county. Thank you very much, the gateway cities. I tell everybody they're small but mighty, right? When they get together, they get stuff done. When we go up to Sacramento, this team gets stuff done. So thank you very much to the gateway cities. You guys are incredible. But we need to do a lot in Metro, right? We need to think about the pollution. How do we clear up the pollution? How do we help our cities? We need to provide our communities with better access to Metro system and ensure that our construction projects meet their specific needs, right? So this morning, I've had the honor of introducing Supervisor Hahn, but I do want to say a few words of thanks to Mayor Bass. She is right there. You know, I never forget how lucky I am to be sitting amongst these wonderful leaders here. And, you know, like I said, a simple carpenter gets to sit here in the same seat as some of these wonderful leaders, so thank you very much. She is absolutely, and I know this from personally, she's a collaborative, focused leader, and we need right now in all of LA County, not just LA City, LA County, because what we do in LA City impacts LA County, right? And I want to thank her for all that she's done to lead us with the homelessness, public safety, and the Fairness System Initiative. That's a big deal. So thank you very much. Metro is known for its forward-thinking vision for LA County, and I can't think of a better chair for Metro at this consequential time than Supervisor Hahn. Just like her father, Janice Hahn has tirelessly served the people of Los Angeles County, always thinking about the little guys and girls. I had to add gals as well. Her leadership on the Southeast Gateway Line and the 710 corridor have helped this agency move forward with some of the biggest projects that we'll ever build. Looking at you, Tim. And I love the new name, by the way. Isn't that a great new name? She was the one that pushed for that. So, Madam Chair, this is helping us get our projects more funding and move our projects forward. It's a great new name. Supervisor Hahn's tenacious determination will help us deliver a better service for all the people who depend on the service every day. Chair Hahn, we look forward to a bright year filled with innovation, progress, continued dedication to our community, and I know the way to her heart, by the way. And I added this earlier today. The way to Supervisor Hahn is through lamination. And there's a story behind that. You see, when we were presenting the project, the Southeast Gateway Line, to staff and the city, Supervisor Hahn made sure that we laminated all of the documents because she said that we didn't want to waste paper. So I can't tell you how proud she was of the laminated paperwork. So I know that's what makes her happy. So to outline her vision for the future and the next year, please join me in welcoming LA County Supervisor for the 4th District and our new board chair, Supervisor Hahn.
Thank you, Fernando, for that introduction. And it wasn't because I didn't want to waste paper. You laminate stuff so people don't throw it away, right? You know, we've gone to meetings and handed out things, and you turn around and look around, they're already throwing it away. Nobody throws away something that's laminated. That's the key. And thank you, Stephanie, for your leadership, for your passion. I've never heard you so energetic than I did today. It really is exciting to have you at the helm of our Metro Transit Agency. Thank you for all you do. Your dedication to the riders and to the employees of Metro is also unparalleled. And let's give a big round of applause to my friend Karen Bass. Your leadership as this past year, Chair of Metro was amazing. I wanted to see you do it one more year, but clearly there's this rotation thing. But I was thinking, you became chair of the board just a few months after you became mayor of Los Angeles. And that was such a huge lift for you. But sitting alongside you and serving with you has been a wonderful experience for me, and I'm sure all my colleagues on the board of directors. You've taken on those big issues like safety and homelessness with grace and skill, and we are better off for your leadership. Thank you so much. So today I take over as chair of this board. But my connection to this agency goes way back before its founding. As was mentioned, my dad, longtime LA County Supervisor Kenny Hahn, was I know, look at Janice. He was the father of Prop A. Before that point, it's hard for you to remember this, people doubted that voters would agree to tax themselves to pay for transit. But he crafted a ballot measure that not only promised to build a rail network, but lower fares for bus riders and dedicate local return to cities to invest in their own transit. He campaigned at bus stops. He met with riders, letting them know how Prop A would make things better for them. And he was right. In 1980, the voters of LA County agreed to tax themselves to invest in public transit. And that successful Prop A became the template for future measures, Prop C, Measure R, and now Measure M, which are literally paving the way for Metro to build billions of dollars of new transit and infrastructure projects all across LA County. But my dad understood that if we ever hoped to get voters to agree to support transit again and again, they needed to see results. So the Blue Line, unbelievably, was built in less than 10 years. I remember it being at the Blue Line's opening in 1990 and the promise that that moment held. And it's so good to see that in just a few decades since, Metro has built on the work that my father and his colleagues started, connecting communities across LA County with a rail network and bus system that hundreds of thousands of people count on every day. And by the way, the Blue Line has been the workhorse of the Metro system and is the busiest of any light rail. So this year, we will open the new LAX station. You know, President Reagan once said that the 9 most terrifying words in the English language were, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Well, in Los Angeles, the 9 most terrifying words are, "Hey, can you pick me up from LAX?" And at long last, you can say, "No, take Metro." And I'm especially looking forward to starting early construction this year on the Southeast Gateway line. This line originally had been saddled with a bad name, the West Santa Ana branch, which left people confused about the direction of the line, even what county it was in. The name was holding the project back, so we held a countywide contest to change it. And this new name has given this project more momentum and enthusiasm in Sacramento and Washington, D.C. And once it's fully complete, the Southeast Gateway line will run from Artesia through the gateway cities and Southeast LA all the way to right here at Union Station, giving a single-seat light rail to almost 250,000 residents who do not have access to a car. I want to take this moment to give a shout out to the many mayors and elected leaders from across the gateway cities in Southeast LA who have remained steadfast in their advocacy for this project. Many of you are here today. If you were a member of the Eco Rapid, which has been advocating for this line for 20 years, could you just please stand up or raise your hand? You are the reason that this has come this far. And now we need to deliver. As God is my witness, we will build this train. We need to expand our Metro rail network, but we know that these new lines and stations will ultimately fail if riders' top concern isn't whether Metro system goes to where they need it to, but whether they will reach their destinations safely. The recent violent incidents we've seen on our buses and trains are alarming and troubling to every Metro board member. We've heard from riders who've been afraid just trying to take Metro home, bus operators who worry about whether they can do their job safely, and the status quo is unacceptable and needs to change. So my top priority as the new chair of the Metro Board of Directors is the safety of our riders and the safety of our employees. And law enforcement is an essential part of that puzzle. I believe the recent surge in law enforcement ordered by Mayor Bass and our board was the right thing to do. And I've heard from riders who appreciated seeing more officers on their routes. Last month, our board voted to move forward with a proposal to start our own Metro Public Safety Department. And the hope is that this will give Metro greater ability to deploy officers on our buses and our trains who will be more seamlessly connected to our security teams, our homeless outreach staff, and our ambassadors. But we also have to recognize that this isn't a guaranteed success. The reality is that this new agency will take time to stand up, and we need to focus on the safety of our riders right now. And that means having our law enforcement partners at the table, but more importantly, on our platforms and on our trains and on our buses. You know, many of the challenges that we're facing on Metro are larger ones that we face as a county, as a country, and as a society that are spilling onto our Metro system. These aren't problems that Metro can solve alone, but they are the ones we must reckon with. For example, we continue to struggle on how to assist our unhoused riders who are on our system simply because they need a place just to be. There's a better way than having people who are suffering from poverty, mental illness, and homelessness sheltering on our buses and trains. We need LASA, the county, and our cities to take the lead and work in partnership with Metro. And I think we have a new and promising model in the Navigation Center in South LA that was unveiled last month, thanks to support from Mayor Bass and our Metro team. For the first time, when an unhoused people have to leave our trains at the end of the line in the middle of the night, our homeless outreach teams have a place to take them, where they can have a meal and a warm bed, and where they can get the help they need so they don't have to get on a train again the next morning just to be off the streets. It's my hope that by leaning on our partners at LASA, in law enforcement, and our cities, and at the county, Metro can do more to focus on its core mission, providing bus and rail service that is accessible, comfortable, convenient, and frequent. So my third priority this year is to focus on rider experience. That means our buses, our trains need to be clean, arrive on time, and our stations also need to be clean, well-lit, and safe. That also means that our entire system needs to be accessible to riders of all abilities. I want Metro to work more closely with our cities to get more bus shelters installed, to protect our riders from sun and rain. You know, when my dad was supervisor, he would take a different route to the office through his district every day. And every time he came across a pothole, he would report it to his staff and tell them that the next time he drove that road, he expected it to be fixed. So I'm going to take a page out of my dad's book. I haven't ridden Metro as much as I should have in the past, but I'm going to make it a point to ride more while I am chair. And on our board meetings, I'm going to talk about what I experience as a Metro rider. That will mean calling out problems I see, as well as praising the things that go right. When I rode Metro a few weeks ago, I saw ambassadors who were doing a great job, not only answering riders' questions, but trying to be our eyes and ears on the system. And I know there are days when our ambassadors' jobs are relatively straightforward, but I also want to acknowledge that there are other days when they're not. Our board asked our ambassadors to be equipped with Narcan, and since then, as already been mentioned, they have been able to revive and save the lives of 190 people who otherwise would have died from an overdose. We have several ambassadors here today. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for what you do. And that brings me to my last priority, but certainly not my least: supporting our Metro employees. Our buses and trains serve nearly 1 million riders every day because of our Metro employees. Our thousands of bus operators, rail operators, mechanics, signal inspectors, janitors, so many others keep this system going. You know, when the COVID pandemic struck, they were the essential workers who made sure all the other essential workers in our county could get to their jobs. And I want our workers to know that we have their back. And that's why this year as chair, I'll be meeting with the members of SMART, ATU, TCU, AFSCME, and the Teamsters. I know how important unions are to a strong workforce, and I want to make sure our labor partners are heard and that they have the seat at the table. I also leaned over and whispered to Mayor Bass that I want to meet with the Youth Council, too. I want to hear their voices so that we can make this system better for everyone. And before I close, I want to thank my colleagues on the board of directors. Some of you serve with me on our board of supervisors, and I just want to thank all of you for being so diligent and compassionate and dedicated to the work that we do with all of our other duties for the riders and operators at Metro. And thank you to Vice Chair Fernando Dutra. Thank you for your support. So as I assume the chairship of Metro, I do so understanding my responsibility to the people of LA County, the riders who count on Metro, and the more than 11,000 Metro employees who keep this system moving every day. Thank you all for your support.